G'day camper. Today we're going to talk about the Cobb Grille Supreme. Is this thing worth carrying on your next camping trip? Now before we go any further, I just want to say that no product review on this channel will ever be sponsored by the product I'm reviewing. Woo! So who is this one for? This one's for friend groups or families, and particularly caravan and camper trailer owners if you really love a cook-up. So how did I come to own the Cobb Grille Supreme? Well, you can thank my buddy Mark for that. He brings it along to practically every boys trip. First night out on the trip, Mark's cooking a roast in the Cobb. We battled it out in the dunes of Lancelin, got sunburned like prawns, and then Mark cooked us a lamb roast for dinner. We went out in the goldfields, trekked it out to Lake Ballard, and we had Cobb roast and dip bonanza. The hot tub camping. I stood in the hot tub that didn't quite get so hot and cooked us a roast on the Cobb Supreme. But I think it's about time we had a look at some hard stats for the Cobb. It comes in the bag and weighs about 7 kilos or 15.4 pounds. It measures 510 by 360 by 370 millimeters. The price at the time of review is 439 Australian dollars. It comes with a 2-year warranty. So if you purchase a Cobb Supreme, here's what you get. First of all, it comes in the bag. It's pretty good quality. Mine's showing a bit of wear and tear. It's quite old, but it's holding up well. The zipper works nice. Bag opens nice and wide. Lift the lid, and here we've got the lifting fork. This here is what they call the grill grid, so you can cook directly on that. That's a non-stick. I think that's Teflon.
Is this what you cook on?
Yeah, you can.
And then that's definitely a Teflon surface because you can't cook on aluminium.
There we go, Teflon coated aluminium grill grid. Thanks, Harry. In the middle here, you've got your fire basket. And then this is kind of your moat, your inner sleeve. So it all comes apart so you can give it a good clean out. And every part of the Cobb Supreme is dishwasher safe, except for this outer ring, which you wouldn't really need to dishwasher anyway. Now there's 3 fuel sources you can use for a Cobb. You can use the Cobb branded cobblestones, which are like a circular briquette. You can use standard charcoal, or you can use normal briquettes. So the quickest way to get yourself cooking is using Cobb's own branded cobblestones. One is fine for a quick cook-up, but if you're doing a big roast and veggies, you'll need 2. That gets you easily over 200 degrees Celsius. You just light them up directly, and in 5 minutes they've stopped smoking. You can pop the lid on, and then another 3 minutes to preheat, and you're ready to cook. However, they are expensive. It costs you $29.95 plus postage for 6 of the cobblestones. Considering you need 2 to cook up a big feed, by my calculation, that's about $12.50 per meal. Charcoal is bulkier, messier, and takes longer to get going. 6 fire lighters underneath gets the charcoal going in about 30 minutes, but then you need another 10 to preheat, so it's 40 minutes before you're ready to cook. Finally is briquettes. They're nice and compact, but they're a pain in the butt to get going. With the briquettes, I've put 6 fire lighters underneath there before and I can't get them going. You really need a briquette starter, but it still takes 40 minutes before you're ready to cook. Or you can do like I'm going to do today. So if you've already got a campfire going, that's a nice easy way to start your charcoal. If Harry knows how to build a fire properly and gets me more flames than that. But
Yeah.
Of course, if you've already got a fire going, you might be wanting to cook on that. Kind of the good thing about the Cobb is once you get these going, you poke it in and it's pretty well set and forget. So I'm doing some pork ribs here, which are marinated in Texan barbecue flavour.
Are you trying to take over my job?
Now this doesn't come with the Cobb Supreme, this is the roasting rack. And it's pretty much a must-have. Sits on the top like that, and one of the problems is if you're roasting straight on this rack, all the juices go through into the moat in the bottom, which is great, but it's so damn messy to clean up. If you can, use like roasting trays or foil or something where practical, which is perfect for ribs, right Harry?
Yeah.
Because you want to keep like the steam in.
That's exactly right. And you can also chuck a roasting tray underneath there with some water in it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and that'll steam it a bit better.
If this wasn't pork and it was in fact chicken, I would be using Harry's Awesome Spice.
Right, I'll pay you later. I might be his first sponsor.
Oh, true, could be. Usually you'd let those briquettes preheat the thing, but you know, they're ribs, they're supposed to be done slow anyway. I'll just leave it there and let it do its thing. Number 1, it's big, so you can fit a big roast and lots of veggies in the one cooker. Pop on the lid and set and forget. In about 2 hours, you'll have a great roast meal pretty well ready to go. Number 2 is that the sides don't get hot, so you can pick it up from the base and carry it around camp if you have to. Pro number 3 is that I've never had a bad meal come out of the Cobb. Pro number 4 is one I wasn't actually entirely sure about. Where do you stand with the Cobb in a fire ban?
So it won't get you out of a total fire ban, but nearly nothing will. If you use an angle grinder, you're technically against the law. You're not even allowed a four-wheel drive in a total fire ban. That's out of the question. But total fire ban does not mean fire ban. Fire ban season, like summer, is not total fire ban. There might only be a handful of total fire bans every year. But this will get you out of a fire ban normally because it doesn't have a flame. So it is a solid fuel heat source. Some places solid fuel heat sources are not allowed, like Yigerup, but in a lot of other places it's totally fine. So if it's not a total fire ban day, it's not considered to be a fire. It is a solid fuel oven, and that is totally fine in most places.
Thanks for that, Dish Wizard. An important thing for me with any product is repairability. Can you replace parts and are there accessories available? Well, in the case of the Cobb, yes. You can just about build a whole new Cobb just with spare parts, so big tick for that. Con number 1 is one specific to Cobb products, and that's that you don't have nearly the range of accessories available for the Cobb Supreme as you do for the smaller Cobb Premier. You can't get the rotisserie attachment, you can't get the pizza stone, you can't get the aluminium liner for the moat, which would be really handy to help keep the moat clean. Number 2 is that removing the inner sleeve, these little rubber grommets around the side get a little bit fused to the sleeve. If you're not careful, you'll rip them and then you have to order some new ones from Cobb. Leading on from that aluminium liner in the moat thing, I really wish you could get that because once all the fats and juices from your roast dribble down into the moat, it gets pretty hard to clean. The heat from the basket right around there just bakes it on. You have to scrub. It's pretty tricky. Con number 4 is that lifting the roasting rack and the grill grid to be able to put veggies in the moat or add more coals is really hard with one lifting fork, especially if you've got 2 whole roast chickens or a massive leg of lamb on there and you're trying to balance it on this tiny roasting fork. I do have a tip for that though, so stay tuned till the end. Final con for all Cobb products relates to availability. All Cobb products in Australia are only available to direct order through the Cobb website. Now, this is a premium product and I feel I'm not alone in that I would prefer to go into a store and get hands-on and have a look at what I'm purchasing. Cobblestones as well, they're only available on the website. So you have to order them online and wait for them to come and pay for shipping, which is the reason I tend to use the charcoal and the briquettes more often. I did actually email Cobb Australia about this and I was very pleasantly surprised to find this email in my inbox at 3 AM the next morning, about 6 hours after I sent it, straight from the director himself. I do understand then why they're doing it and I was happy with their response, but I really do hope that Cobb products would return to stockists sometime in the future. Hey, Harry, do you want to come in and try these ribs? I said this thing can be quite hard when you've got the whole roast basket full of stuff and you've got one little lifting fork and you're trying to juggle this big roast. You can get a second lifting fork from the Cobb website for $9, so much better. Another tip I have for you is if you're running short on time, use the cobblestones. They're pretty expensive to run, but you'll get your food on in 7 minutes straight up from lighting them. You don't want to be messing around and having to light another one part way through. Just go all out, don't try and save cobblestones, use the 2. Now I want your opinion. What do you think of the Cobb cooker as a camp cooking product?
I think it's actually very good for beginners, particularly, because there are a lot of recipes where you can go, I want 5 briquettes for 40 minutes with, you know, like people are getting into smoking, getting into cooking with charcoal. It's a really good intro. It's light, it's very safe. I think it's great for like boats and things like that. It's good for medium temperature. I don't think it does high very well. It does low and slow well, does medium well, but like I would never cook a steak in this. It's certainly not a one size fits all thing. I personally think something like a Weber or something might be more versatile. But I do think it's a good thing. And like, certainly if you're not confident with slow cooking and things like that, and you want to add a bit of smoke, add a bit of charcoal and get into it, this is a really good intro.
Oh yeah, they're good ribs by the way. Yeah, they've been done well. That was a
Very tender.
couple of hours just sitting in there in foil. So if you own or have used a cob and you've got any tips and hacks, make sure you get down there in the comments and let everyone know. You might just help someone out in the future.